Hi everyone and welcome to SWPL My Story Short. Today we are joined by Rachel Walkingshaw. How are you, Rachel?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks, and thanks so much for joining us today to talk about what you've been up to.
No worries, it's great to be on and nice to have a chat.
So, great start to the season for Livy. Obviously, just coming up into SWPL 2 after winning the league last year. At another level again to raise yourselves to, but I think you've coped well with it. It's sitting third in the league at the moment.
Yeah, obviously the result yesterday wasn't the one that they wanted. However, it's shown progress every week since they've started up in this SWPL 2. So, no, there's been a lot of changes at the club. Obviously, a change of management from last year, change of personnel as well. We've got a lot of new players. So at the moment, it is a bit of a chance for players to gel together. However, as you can see, we're progressing really well, and it's somewhere that we want to try and progress and move on to the next again level if we can. If not, I think we'll be quite happy with where we're sitting third in the table at the moment. So it's a good start.
Yeah, I think, like you said, there was such an overhaul of players and management. The previous management team had been there for a long time, so it was going to take some time for you to gel. But where you are standing at in the league at this early stage just kind of goes to show the potential that this group has. You've brought in some experience that have played at the higher levels as well to add to the talent that was already in the squad, and I think that's there for everyone to see.
Yeah, definitely. I'd agree. The core of the teams remained quite similar. We've obviously got our main players that have stuck around over the course of the transition process over the past 3-4 years. But adding those bodies, as you say, that have a lot of experience from rivals and other teams in the same league and various different places, from some players coming from SWPL 1. I've just added that extra edge that I think at times before we were promoted, that's what we were missing. So yeah, we're in a really good place. Things are looking good at the club, so long may it continue at the moment.
So on to talk about you. You're another player that had to suffer an ACL injury. It was back in March 2022, but I seen from Livy's socials that that was you back in training and you were back running again the other week. So was it good to be back out on the grass with the girls?
Yeah, still very much doing my own thing at the moment. However, being able to just be around the girls again is a fantastic feeling. I've waited quite a long time to get to where I am. I waited about a year for my surgery, so being able to even just be back running around the side of the pitch alongside the girls, being able to sit and watch them train without almost that anger that I had from obviously having my injury is just a really good feeling. And being able to be on the pitch with the girls at times is really supportive for me as well, because I'm getting encouragement from them. And it's just, yeah, it's really, really good to just be back involved and, be in the surroundings that I'm used to playing in.
So just listening into to how you responded there, I think something that probably gets overlooked a lot is the mental side of it. Obviously, the physical side. There are advancements in the recovery process for ACL injuries. If you went back maybe 20 years, it was a career ender, whereas now it is still a long recovery. However, there's plans in place to get you there. But I think that what is, as I said, overlooked is the mental side and having that strength and that toughness to keep going, because it is a long process and you do have to do a lot on your own, whether it's rehab and then gym work and then you get back into your running, but you're still not allowed any contact training. So you just tell us a little bit about that and how that side of the process felt.
Yeah, from the moment it happens, I think it's always going to be that sort of surreal feeling of, oh, I'm going to be like another statistic. I was always that person from when I was younger who said if I was ever to get like a serious knee injury, like that would be me finished. Like I'd be done. I don't think I'd be able to get through it. But the mental side of things is something that I found really tricky at the beginning. Um, just due to the nature of the league that we were in, the support that was given to players further down the levels is something that I think still needs to be looked at further. That meant like in terms of mentally, the lack of support had a big impact on myself. And that's not through fault of anybody specifically, but not having that support network around you from the moment it happens has a big impact on your mental well-being. As I said, I've waited a year from operation in the lead up to getting it fixed. which was probably one of the hardest years of my life. In terms of not being able to be around the girls so socially, I had a big impact on that. At times I didn't feel like I wanted to be around the club. Didn't want to be around the girls, especially during a title winning season. I found that really, really tricky. So one thing I've learned over the past year is you need to be confident in your own ability, whether that be like physically or mentally. You need to make sure that you have people around you that are going to support you at every single point in your life that you need them. So yeah, mentally I would say it's definitely one of the toughest things I've ever been through. Hopefully never have to go through it ever again. But it's definitely something that for other people that are going through an injury, it's making sure that you have that close-knit circle around you that you can bump ideas off of, or if you're having a really bad day, just knowing that you have people there that will be able to support you no matter what you're going through.
Yeah, I think we've obviously done quite a few interviews now, and there's been players that are probably playing at the higher end of SWPL 1 in their full time, and you hear the support that they have, which is fantastic. But then hearing it from players that are maybe SWPL 2 and downwards, it is, as you say, it's through no one's fault in particular, but when you're not with a full-time club, you're not on a pro contract, you then have to rely on NHS, you then have to rely on yourself to source rehabilitation amenities and gyms and people to work with, and you do end up spending a lot of time on your own. I know you're a teacher, you've got a full-time job. I'm assuming you had to take quite a lot of time off of that as well, and it's the impact that it has out with football too that probably people take for granted or don't fully appreciate.
So yeah, like midweek, I obviously had to go back into my work the next again day. I wasn't able to fully weight bear at that point, but due to the sort of profession that I'm in, I always feel like I have to do my best for the children. So although I couldn't even walk at the time, I had to get a lift into my work the next again day. I was back into my work, being there for the children, doing my day-to-day job. However, the process that took, when I eventually got around to getting my operation, obviously just a year past March, I was then off my work for 4 months, not able to be in work at all with the kids, pretty much being isolated again. So going back to that sort of mental state that I was in previously at the very beginning of my injury, a year on, I was then back in my house almost with that cabin fever. It's amazing at the beginning. Once you have your surgery, you've got all the support around you. People are giving you their best wishes, which is honestly like such a lovely thing to have. Sometimes you just need somebody to tell you that you're doing a good job with things. But for me, it then got back into that place of like, I can't do the one thing that I enjoy as a hobby. I then can't do the one thing that I do as my job. So it had a massive impact on pretty much my whole life. It comes across quite dramatic, but if you can't do anything that you enjoy in any way, shape or form, it affected pretty much everything that I would do on a daily or weekly basis. So yeah, my work was really affected. I didn't see a lot of my children for 4 months. For me, that's a very weird feeling because obviously I see them every single day. I get to see them grow up. I get to see them mature. So missing out on things like that are things that I'll remember as well based upon the experiences that I've had.
But it just goes to show now, obviously, I know you're not back in contact training, but you are back in it. And for anyone that is going through not just ACL injuries, but any kind of long-term layoff, that there is light at the end of the tunnel and there is support there, as you rightly spoke about, that if they require it, you've got your teammates there, you've got your club there. But it just takes maybe speaking out if you are at that stage and you are feeling isolated and alone.
No, I would totally agree. And there's a lot of people that I know through the game where I've played at various different levels, people that have been through this process already. So I've reached out to girls throughout my process to, get a bit of reassurance of what are the things to come. Is this similar to what you had? Obviously, everyone's injuries are very different. An ACL injury isn't just an ACL injury most of the time. It's you've got meniscus or cartilage or various different things around that. However, the main crux of the recovery is the same. So being able to, use people that you've played against or played with over the years was really valuable as well. and it's something that, you know, I'd like to help younger children or younger people that are going through the same thing and share your experiences with them, because they might not have that experience as a young player. A lot of younger players are very fortunate and haven't been through things like this before, but there is a small minority of girls or boys that don't have people to lean on through their experience in the game. So
No, that's great, and I love your insight, and it's definitely going to be valuable to the people that watch it, that are, like we say, that are maybe in that situation, or they might find themselves in that type of situation. So, what's the prognosis for yourself? As I've mentioned, I've seen you're back, you're doing some running now. So, how long until you can go into contact training, and is there a date in the pipeline for a return?
I would love to say there's a date. However, I'm literally just at the point. I'm about nearly 7 months post surgery. I'm back jogging. My ACL was ACL, meniscus, and cartilage. My whole knee pretty much needed a bit of a fixing. So, as I say, it's taken slightly longer than what I would like. However, I think if I do things correctly, then I'm putting myself in the best position to return when I need to return. I'd love to go back like pretty much around the same time as when I had my surgery. However, if it has to be after that, it has to be after it. I'm not placing any pressure on myself to, you know, get back at a certain time. But the ideal situation would definitely be to get, you know, a month or two of this season under my belt and, you know, push on and start pre-season with my team as of next season. So we'll just need to wait and see how it goes. I'd absolutely love to get back on the pitch. I can't wait for it. However, I'm trying to have my sensible head on and, you know, just take it small steps at a time. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your gaffer and your teammates would love to get you back sooner rather than later. It'd be like a new signing for them as well. And with the experience that you have, you've won this league before, so you coming in at the league running, that it could be a fairy tale ending for you getting back in time for that.
yeah, I'd absolutely love it. It would be amazing. Obviously missing out on, you know, helping the girls last season, winning the league, the SWF championship last year, was really hard for me. So if I can contribute in any way towards, you know, pushing us up to that SWPL one spot, I'd absolutely be there for that. But as I said, trying to be sensible and, you know, take it a week by week basis.
No, that's great, Rachel, and no, thanks so much for your insight. I think it's going to be really useful for the people watching this. But thanks so much for joining us today and giving us your time. Really appreciate it,
No worries. Thanks for having me on.
and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us on SWPL My Story Short.